In recent years, technical innovations have been transforming life on the continent of Africa. For example, cell phone networks have sprung up in places that never had landlines, fueling revolutionary advances in communications, commerce, and finance.
One tech firm is now creating another kind of opportunity in Africa for young people in need of good jobs. Kylie Atwood has a story from Lagos, Nigeria.
Sleek desk, casual dress code, free lunch. It's what you'd expect to see in Silicon Valley. But this is Nigeria, where money from U.S. investors is being used to train a new generation of software engineers. As you can see, the informal economy is alive and well here in Lagos, but Africa is attracting more and more tech startups. In 2017 alone, Africa attracted more than $500 million in startup funding. Hannah Masila is a software engineer at Andela, one of Africa's top tech startups. She grew up in a rural village in Kenya where options seem limited.
My mind was just revolving around farming and, well, kids are married off as early as 12.
Young girls are married off.
So it's just like where life will take me, I'll just go. So it's shocking, like younger me will be like, wow. How did you even do this, you know? I feel for the kids back in the village, like you can do this.
Forced to leave her village when ethnic clashes broke out, Hannah went to high school nearby and decided to become an engineer. Until finding Andela online, she was set to become the problem solver at home.
I fix my dad's TV when it crashes or just help out in the neighborhood. I didn't really think that big.
Seni Suleiman, the company's president of global operations, recruits talent across Africa. He returned to Lagos after 11 years in the United States.
You went to college in the U.S.
Yeah.
You worked for some big U.S. tech companies, consulting firms. You went to Harvard Business School.
Right.
You had offers at places like Facebook and Google after graduating.
Yeah.
Why are you here?
This is the future. I think ultimately we are creating an economy in the technology industry which is going to spark a massive revolution on the continent. And I'm seeing it happen every day. So the impact we have and the impact I can have as an individual is just so tangible and so meaningful being here. And it's home, so like who doesn't want to change home?
In 2016, the company got a $24 million infusion, led by Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, who followed up with a visit.
And the whole room just erupts. People cannot believe it. And he actually stood in front of the group and addressed them. And he told them, he said, you guys are the future of technology.
What does it mean to have the Mark Zuckerberg seal of approval?
When you have someone who is probably considered the most important person in tech, physically standing in your office telling you about how he believes in you, it has a way of just validating everything you're doing.
The coding done by Andela's developers helps American tech companies innovate, from New York to Pittsburgh to San Francisco. With almost 1,000 coders so far, Andela is looking to expand.
So our idea is we started in 2014, and we said in 10 years, we would have helped to empower 100,000 developers in Africa, which takes us to 2024.
100,000 developers?
Yes, that's the plan.
And in that same amount of time, there's going to be a shortage of almost 1 million developers in the U.S. domestically.
Right.
So American companies are going to be looking, and you guys know that.
Absolutely. we're also a business.
Competition is fierce.
So what is the acceptance rate of applicants to people who actually get to work here?
It's about 0.7%.
0.7%?
Yes.
Less than 1%?
Less than 1%.
What's Harvard's acceptance rate?
More than 1%.
Changing conceptions about what a coder looks like and where they come from is igniting enthusiasm. And Hannah Masila wants her story to inspire younger African generations.
It doesn't have to be programming, but just believe in yourself.
Yeah.
For CBS This Morning Saturday, Kylie Atwood, Lagos, Nigeria.
Very proud of Kylie for that report. I've lived in Nigeria for almost 3 years. It's a wonderful place to work and report from, but it can be challenging.
Yeah, and I just said to you, I wonder if there are more men coding or women there.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Interesting.
Yeah.